Hello there, students. My name is Mikelo. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to play the number one character of Tequillas turned upside down, Hercule, my main. So yeah, first things first, he has his good old rush attacks. We can only show this off with a big stun. This is all because Hercule does not actually go true super armor without having a stun, but he does not keep breaking true super armor after breaking said stun. But that's a-okay because who really cares? So yep, this is his air combo. It's the only follow-up that he gets. This is his air combo aerial hit, heavy finish edition. Very stylish, very clean. This is also the only way to look at the second rush string, by the way, because this is how long it takes. But did not look so cool? I know, it was immaculate. But he also has a key icon. Yep, to his key icon, everything else is heavy finish. Yeah. But hey, you're not playing Hercule to actually fight your opponent all the time, unless you want to do the Gunho style. Okay, speaking of styles, there's two different types of styles that I recommend you to play with Hercule. There is the counter style, and then there's the Gunho style. These styles are worlds apart. One, the counter style is going to overlay on Royal Ramlet, his best buff in my personal opinion. Gives you defense, gives you attack, and super attack up, and keep recovery. And the Gunho style is going to overly rely on false courage. You're so just a novice. It just gives you good defense and super armor. The only reason why I recommend the Gunho style at all is because of false courage. And the fact that your opponent will never ever expect you to constantly be rushing them in. But we're going to talk on that later. First things first, we'll talk about the actual defense buff you get from false courage and other stuff. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Hercule falls like a motherfucker, mad fast. He falls harder than a rock and water. Like a big heavy rock and water. His right charge smash also goes through super armor on light hit, but that's because it's technically a projectile. And any charged projectile, no matter the charge, will go through super armor with Hercule. Well, the built-in super armor your opponents automatically have. But let's now finally talk about the defense buff. I know, I was teeter-tottering it on you. Boom, reset. Okay, resetting positions used to like this. Reset the positions, keep you all the buffs and stuff, but now it actually resets the game. But not give you back the key, which is cool, which I personally like. Blast is all at 10,420 damage. With the buff active, this goes for both Royal Ramlet and False Courage, since they have the same amount of defense buff. And now it becomes boom, 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 9,000. 9,121. We do not count that extra 500 for touching the ground. That damage is not real. It's fake. But if we stack on both buffs at once, we get a solid 8,000 damage dealt to us. 8,160 to be exact. I personally don't really find a way to always have both False Courage and Royal Ramlet on, since it is kind of hard to do. Now note that you do a lot of damage with Royal Ramlet on is kind of the best buff, since it makes his puny 890 damage go up to 1,276. Wow, I thought it was 60 at first. But that's why I personally believe Royal Ramlet and the super counter style, and the counter style is the best one. But note that you don't just stick to one side. You have to mix and match them to win the games. I have to lean more towards the counter style, since that's a free 4.5k on Present Bomb. I know you're saying, why should I care about Present Bomb? I have to randomly throw it out willy-nilly, right? Wrong. But we'll get more on that later. Let's now talk about Dynamite Kick. Oh, come on, Goku. You was able to block that? That's cheap. So please note that Dynamite Kick is how you keep on blocking that, bro. That's a Dynamite Kick. How the fuck is it? I had to do tweet hands, bro. Note that dynamite kick is an RNG base, also a map base dependent skill. So note that if you have dynamite kick active, it has a lot of determinations on how it could work. 1, what map you're on. 2, did you boost it or not boost it? And 3, do you have Royal Lament on? I still do not know how to pronounce it right. Is it Royal Lament, Royal Ramlet, Royal something? I'm just gonna call it Royal from now on. If you have Royal active, then you get to essentially just skip the boost part. And since this map is a boost stage, my Royal Ramlet should work. Now note that Royal Ramlet is essentially just like a boost. So if you decide to do Royal Ramlet then boost, you're essentially negating the boost you had before, or the boost reroll. It's very weird, very odd, but I will pull out the graph for you guys to see. And 3, 2, 1, now. Alright, so this is the graph right here. Planet Dynamic, a 50-50 shot. Open field, non-boost stage. Yes, this also goes for the different parts. Hold on, let me show you. Evening, a boost stage. Night, non-boost. Rocky Field, a boost stage only for the first 2 minutes, then becomes a non-boost for the rest of it. Evening's a full non-boost, and night is a full non-boost. City, non-boost. Cloudy, boost. Evening, boost. Night, non-boost. World Tournament, this is a boost stage. Now, Tournament with no crowd, if you select this one specifically, is a non-boost stage. Now note that if you go from World Tournament and destroy the map, it stays as a boost stage. This also goes for Planet Dynamic, Tournament Power, non-boost. High Power Timetable, boost stage for the first minute, then turns to non-boost. Land of the Kais, recently became a boost stage, was non-boost pre-patch. Islands boost, Islands evenings non-boost, Islands night is a boost stage. Cell Games Arena boost stage, evening of Cell Games Arena becomes a non-boost, and night we already know is a boost stage. City Ruins boost stage. And Destroyed Planet Dynamic is a non-boost stage. Yes, we did speedrun all the stages. And yes, the game is that deep. You think they couldn't code this shit properly, but they found a way to. Now let's talk about some funky monkey glitches. As in his Dragon Ass Smash. Well, it's a recent update of this patch. They removed the medium charge Dragon Ass Smash. Oh, there it is right there. Boom, that's the glitch. As you see right there, I did my medium charge Dragon Ass Smash and it does not go through the super armor of the ground slash. This glitch only happens if you do stun into the medium charge Dragon Ass Slash. And now you can no longer do any medium charge actions until you touch the ground again, or you pop sparking mode, or just reset. The reason why this happens is because the game is a buggy mess and it hates Hercule for burning passion. As in, I don't know, it just does. But note that this game is also very weird, with Hercule doing more damage on his Dragon Ass Smash, like Sweep Dragon Ass Smash, that's doing 780, and that's doing 613. Yes, English is my third language, don't fucking question me. But yeah. Next things next. Some combos of Hercule. Hercule is a very combo heavy character if you're going for the Gunho style. Now note, you're never going to do that combo. It is incredibly difficult to do. This one, not so much. Because you kind of want your opponent to vanish your heavy finish. Saying, but why? Because if they vanish it, your attacks actually track them for some reason. And it continues tracking them. There's also this combo. You can loop it up to 6 times. It used to be able to 5, but now they buffed it to 6. Thanks, Spike Chunsoft. I don't recommend doing it those 6 times though. I recommend at max doing it 4 times to get good range. But this is a good way to get a get off me tool if your opponent's being too aggressive. It's a safe way, but note that this only works from the back. Now let's also talk about Hercule's knockoff follow-ups. As you see right here. Oh. sorry, I showed off the guard break version. That only happens if you do it a little too late. It's more optimal, but I don't like doing it. I like doing the follows instead. But yeah, that's alright, then there's his grab. His grab resets the combo and is safe to revenge counter. And if you time it perfectly, you can just punish the revenge counter your opponent's gonna do with a well-timed super attack. And it would be unbanishable. It's an insanely tight timing, and I do not really feel like showing it off. But note that it is possible. You gotta believe me. Also note that his grab on whiff is safe to most things. And what else? If you decide to grab break Hercule, as in if you tech Hercule's grab, he's plus enough to shoot out a charge ki blast like that, and then run. Now note, Hercule can only do one kind of clash, and that's the speed type. He can't do the blast clash, he can't do the step-in clash, and he can't do the grab clash. So when it comes to Hercule's flowchart against characters with command grabs, it's kind of bad. And you're gonna need to be using your vanishing assault, or simply just vanish. Or super counter. You can always super counter the grab. Have fun doing that though. Alright, let's now talk about Hercule's counter style, my personal favorite. This style is essentially the only winning style so far. Gunho is too much of a work in progress at the time of recording, but by the time it releases, we would probably have more knowledge on it. Well, I would, I'm the only one practicing it. But the counter style is the most refined. Essentially, you're constantly trying to charge into spark mode and have good distance against your opponent, as in you're zoning them out. And the second is the burst dash attack you, or the burst dash and sidestep. Depending on the character, you can do this earlier or later. You go straight into your super attack. The reason why that one failed because of the wall. This stupid ass map. I love this map. And I will never curse on this channel ever again. Alright, Goku, all you have to do is this Z-burst dash attack me. Come on. Come on. Okay, boom, just like that. Boom. So yep, that's how it works. The Z-burst dash and try to attack you, you go straight into super. Now this can also work off of Wild Sense. Here's a clip of that happening in 3, 2, 1. Oh shit, I was late. Hold up, I was too early. Hey, so here's a clip. Wild Sense is activated, and off a ground slash, or left strike, or just simply pressing square, you can go straight into a super or sidestep. This is why Wild Sense is kind of worthless against Hercule, and more of a waste of ki. Now look at how much damage this will do. Now of course you could still vanish it though, but it's a very tight vanish. Also, Hercule can also banish or vanishing assault any explosive wave. It's just that it's in a very hard timing depending on the character. You can also do the same to barriers, but it does not send them flying. But wasn't those some cool clips I showed you guys? I know. It was so cool. Alright. Let's now talk about his sparking mode. Yes, we're doing the most so we don't talk about the Gunho style. Now in sparking mode, you can actually break through super armor. And that's where you learn Hercule has a lot of good attack frame data. Since Hercule, during any point of his burst rush, can just cancel into a different thing. Oh, what? You know, I'm just gonna put myself in sparking mode all the time. Boom. This is just so easy to show. So yeah, Hercule is a character which you kind of have to rely on your melee mix-ups. But you can cancel your good old-fashioned thing during any point. You can also cancel any hit of your rush chain 2 that is above 1 back into rush chain 1, and it keeps the back. If you do from 1, you don't keep the back, so it's kind of an L. But 1 has the best frame data for cancels. It's not enough hits done. Now, please note, the cancel timings for the brush first is very hard. But, like I said, Hercule is a hard character. Touching an easy character to learn, a hard character to master. And isn't that such a big combo? 33 hits. Now, the game does not read combos from the number of hits. It actually reads the combos from the number of inputs. And the second, if you guys look at the player data and it says the character you have the highest combo with, the character that you do the highest combo with, which I've already done, that is Super Saiyan Super Cuckoo with exactly 999 hits. I need severe mental help, and that combo did no damage. But let's go back into Hercule. Now, Hercule, his best option in sparking mode is kind of the Gunho style, but not really. You can also do a smash attack. See there, boom. You can do a smash. It's only after the 2 hits though, and you can do a light hard smash. I don't recommend doing this since your opponent will vanish easily. But sorry, it's like 4 a.m. for me, man. It's an easy vanish. It's also incredibly hard. You, depending on how mentally cracked you are at the game, I only recommend this for one player. You can do your standby key blast, and it does combo. It's a half one. Now let's show off the damage of Hercule. Boom. This is like where Hercule's resets for his ultimate. As you see, we did the reset, so this should do my 13,125 damage. Let's see if I remember. Yo, let's go! I remember that shit perfectly. But yeah, that's one of Hercule's resets. This is me if I do not reset and I just go straight into it. It's gonna do around about 9K908. Right? Or is it 10K flat? No, it's 9K605. Fudge. Now, Hercule also has another reset you can do. Just know that this reset goes for anything. The second you see your opponent's hands rise up and start going up, pop the super. The distance doesn't really matter. All that matters is that their hand is going up and they're starting to turn around. That's all that matters. Now, the other reset Hercule can do is off of a knockaway. This reset is pretty easy to do. You just gotta know it's knockaway to do it on. And your opponent and you have to be completely fat. Boom, this is it right here. Alright, or is this too early? It was too late. So here's the reset. It's like the same timing as if you're gonna do your Dragon Dash attack follow-up. It's just incredibly earlier. But it can work. Just don't press up. If you do neutral on stick, then press up after 1 frame, it will work. That's a little cheat sheet for all you guys that need to know it. See, that did reset. That did the 900 damage and 8 hits. And Hercule's ultimate does exactly 8 hits. This is what happens if you don't reset. Just go straight into soup. Boom. This should do around about, if I'm lucky, 7,000 damage. If I'm lucky. Yep, 7K. Yeah, I really wish they reverted the super attack nerf change. I don't like how they made it so heavily nerfed, even though it was decent before. You know, the nerf it did to the damage was decent before. They really do too much with this game sometimes. But note that you can do the no step of Hercule. It is a very hard thing to do, but you can also do the no step grab only on the ground, by the way, only on the ground. Can't do it in the air. It's weird. You can also do guard cancels with Hercule. These ones are very useful if you ever notice your opponent's gonna go straight into an attack animation. So there's if you mess it up, and there's if you do it perfect. Do it perfectly, your guard happens earlier and you lose no ki. Now this goes for every single attack Hercule can do on his first rush string. Best with his third attack, since he cancels the earliest. Then there's also his rush chain 2, if it's first hit. The second hit is a big multi-hit and you can't cancel it, unfortunately. So you're kind of cooked. But this is high-key kind of useless. As you notice your opponent going straight into a perception, and then you can just go for a grab. That's the only time I recommend using it. Now, please note that Hercule has one major problem. Boom. And that problem is that no matter what, even if you're doing Ki Cannon or Heavy Finish, you can't go to Hercule's damage indicator. Did I not put you on impacts? Oh, who cares? You guys already know that. You guys already know that stuff. But it's also, this is one of Hercule's best buttons. The rush step sideways. I recommend doing left. Since if you do it boom, you can do a nice little mix up. But it does have its faults of kind of being predictable. But I think that's finally it for the normal Hercule gameplay style that I like to abuse and use. It's now time to go into the second part of this video, Hercule's Gunho style. Please help me. Alright, I forgot to mention one thing. This is a Hercule Infinite, technically like a way to loop your sparking mode. To loop his sparking mode is pretty easy. It just requires a lot of skill and hope that your opponent does not have exactly a teleport rush super, because if they do, you're cooked. But from the back, do a fully charged ground slash and then charge up your ki. This is the safest way to go back into sparking mode, saying why don't I just do a hyper finish. This is so you don't reset your neutral. This keeps you up close and personal to the opponent, so you don't have to go through the pain of resetting neutral. But yeah, as long as you have his second rush string on any multi-hit or a heavy finish done, then you can just go straight into the sweep. You can also do the 5 hits into sweep. That's one way you can do it. But I like doing it off the multi-hits. It's more reliable and easier and harder to vanish, since no one's looking out for it. Yeah. Now we can finally talk about the Gunho style. I'm sleepy. This is the Gunho style. It's essentially you're always up and at him. You're always up close and personal to your opponent, and you're just essentially trying to read when your opponent's going to do the rush chains like that. You read the rush chain, and boom. Now this is why Hercule's first rush string is very fast. Now keep in mind, you can sidestep, or rush step as I'm going to call it from now on. Like side rush step, any rush chain your opponent can do, including flying kicks. So I do recommend using this if your opponent is a one-hit flying kicks character or is full of flying kicks. And essentially, when you do read them, sometimes if you do it perfectly enough and you sidestep the second they shoot out or try to do their flying kicks or their triangle button, you can force them to doing a ki blast, which resets neutral. Very useful. Now you can also, again, if your opponent decides to be a smartass and starts abusing the rush high speed movements, you can simply just sidestep with your melees, or if you're a goated gamer, oh come on Bandai, please. Or if you're good at the video game, you can just block. I see, I'm a little bad at video game, but as long as you see Hercule turn around, you can technically block. Which means, yes, Hercule has the best defense in the game, since he has a very fast turnaround for some odd reason. But boom, I see there. You can constantly read, and you can also, if you're very skilled, perception, which will give you some free stuff. But just letting you know, this requires a lot of skill. You can also just attack your opponent again. Now this is probably the best used scenario of this. I highly recommend if you're going to use the Gunho style against very specific matchups, but more on that later. Now the Gunho style has one major upgrade, and that's with using his right charge smash. I told you guys that we'll find a way to use it. Now, please note that his right charge smash requires incredible timing to properly utilize. And Hercule is a very reactionary character. Now, to my one friend, Grandmaster Hawk, I know you love your reactions. I know you're amazing at one frame inputs. I'm not. But yeah. That's essentially Hercule's best way to counter people against that. Do the right charge smash. Just note that the second you enter Rush Chain 2, you need to immediately leave it. The best way to do that is with your heavy finish, which you can animation cancel straight into another melee before your opponent can do anything. And if you do that, you can just go into a perception, or just continue mashing and continue the endless bloodshed of pressing buttons. You can also, if you're feeling mad frisky, heavy finish into square heavy finish. Man, this game's so thick. How the fuck he clashed with my perfect smash? Please, Bandai. Please fix that. But this is where false courage really comes into handy, since it kind of covers up for your mistakes, so you can get to be less precise. And it also makes it more safe for you to do stuff. But for false courage is just like a crush that you utilize. You could technically also just utilize other stuff. As you see, boom, false courage will save you, and depending on the character, will throw off their angle. Yeah, that's essentially the Gunho style right now. Note that this style will continue to be evolved and grown into a more usable part of the Hercule element. It would just take either some more patches or for me to get simply better at the video game, because this style is also very high risk but high fun factor. But please note with the recent perception changes that you are eligible to get immediately perceptioned, which is a little weird. Let me explain. Oh, what the? That was weird. My Hercule went sideways. Alright. So, before this patch, Hercule, or any character with super armor, was not able to perception any hit while they had the super armor active until the third hit, because I will technically break to the super armor for one frame.
Alright guys, so this is Hercule's optimal round start. As you see, is jumping false courage against Orange Piccolo from time to time. But it's actually most of the time your optimal round start would be jumping Royal Ramlet. Now, the reason why is because some characters like Super Saiyan Gogeta gains false courage in Super Armor Spark. So false courage is just so you can stay on Gunho style to keep on the pressure, while Royal Ramlet is just so you can keep on the counter style. Essentially what you want to do against Orange Piccolo is to be on mostly counter style until they feel like transforming into Giant, where you get a free win, say on Royal Ramlet. Or they try to go into Sparky mode, false courage. But against Gogeta, you are forced into playing hyper aggressive. There's nothing else you can do. All you can do is just hyper aggro, hyper aggro, hyper aggro. you do not hyper aggro, you will lose. Which is a little unfortunate. But that's essentially the flowchart for him. See him pop any skill, back off. If you see him pop his false courage, back off. If you see him use his rush super while you're starting in spark mode, just quick cancel into your super attack. Or you can just Dragon Master if you want, but I'm assuming you're already like in the spark animation where the spark is about to begin. You can just cancel into one of your supers. I recommend Dynamite Kick, but note, depending on the angle, it could fail and will kill you since the game sucks dick. I'm 30 minutes in, I can say that. But yeah. Let's now go back and how to actually beat Orange Piccolo. He's not that hard to beat, he's just a little annoying. I'm sorry guys, I'm a little congested too. But yeah, well, let's get into it. So remember, Orange Piccolo, round start, you always want to have Royal Ramen on. And you just want to keep on some pressure, but not enough. You know, you just want to get him away from you so you can charge into spark mode. Now the second the Orange Piccolo is going to catch up on that and try to attack you, guess what? His frame rate is so ass that in the midst of any combo, on the ground or air, you can quickly cancel into a super attack or just block mid-combo string, which is more optimal. But no, that if the Orange Piccolo decides to do any rush chain, you will get frame trapped if you try to go for a super attack. So I recommend just holding down guard until he decides to do a low charge, because the second he does a low charge, you can quick ascend and quickly get out of there. But yeah, remember, if you're going to charge in spark mode, I do recommend spamming the heck out of your dynamites or your grenades. I'm gonna call them dynamites from now on. Sound way cooler. Now, please note, Orange Piccolo gets super armor in spark mode. So, kind of want to stay on him so he doesn't get super armor in spark mode, but his armor in spark mode is not, like, he's not too scary in spark mode. He doesn't get anything too frightening besides the super armor. He has no inside the secondary super. His supers are slow, so he can discharge him the spark willy-nilly half the time. And it doesn't have a teleport super. So you're kinda safe against him. Only kinda. Now, there are going to be some scenarios where you do have to do some guard cancels. I'm not talking about where like you raise up a key, like when you actually get good at the game and learn the timing of the cancel. But once you learn that, once you learn the guard cancels, then Orange Piccolo becomes a breeze. We should also probably talk about how to go against normal characters that are not 4.5 bars. Sorry, are not 3.5 bars or higher. So for this example, we're going to be talking about, let's see who's the generic character. Yes, this character is, this character is hella generic. You'll probably see him most of the time on length anyways. They're not spamming 4 bars. But against this character, your round start is jump, Royal Remnant, and this try to do counter side all the time. If they ever decide to read you and they do instant transmission, remember to have always at all times 2 skill points so you can quickly pop false courage. This is just to counteract this instant transmission. And since you just want to be sparking spamming, try to go to big knockaways to get into your super attacks and to discharge back into sparking mode. Now the only time you gotta be fearful of this guy is if he pops Wild Sense. Just remember to step in ground slash or step in left strike, so you can just step in or just do it in a super. Note that he is safe on his Wild Sense, I believe. I'm pretty sure the only characters you can catch on Wild Sense is like TN and other low DPs. And surprisingly enough, hit. I mean, not hit. It's a newer character. What's his name? 3 Vegeta. Yes, 3 Vegeta. I personally feel like they should have more N9 to Wild Sense, so this will be a more viable strategy. This is my personal belief, and the game hates me. Yeah, that's kind of it for the flowchart for now. I am thinking of adding in more characters to the flowchart. So over the course of like maybe 3 months, I'll try to go through every single character type and every specialty case you have to go against with Hercule to help every Hercule main win. And now here's just some gameplay matches. Yes, this is padding for a very long video, but I think it'd be fun to show you guys what Hercule could look like. You're playing him very optimally. Note that these are not the best matches you could get, and these were recorded a month ago. Yeah, this video took too long. And the full chart was fully finished. It was like a beta chart where I gave you guys. But also, one little funny tech thing. Hercule's Roy Ramlet will stay the entire duration of his ultimate if you pop the ultimate on the second flash of Royal Ramlet. Isn't that cool? I was going to keep his bump. Wait, I'm missing up for dodging that. Now, this was an amazing Goku Black player. I'm pretty sure I was testing out the Gunho style this match, trying to keep up in the face. Now keep in mind, they may say they're B rank, but most people are kind of bad. Because like most D ranks are the same skill level as B ranks. And I mean by most, I'm not talking about the ones you see on YouTube. I mean by most. There's a big divide, you know? Oh yes, my angle was right. But remember, if you give B ranks the time, they will cook you. That's the only problem for you. You give your opponent so much time to learn your playstyle that you have to constantly be switching it up every 10 seconds. Now this is when you start spamming counter style, you kind of get cooked. Especially since the game really loves fucking with angles with you. Uh-oh, what is he doing? Now, please remember, the press mob can only work if you don't hold up. You have to like wait 1 frame after it starts, then press up. It's so weird, but I kind of like it. Alright, so whenever you see your opponent do something stupid like this, remember to discard head on, make them waste their ultimate, and then charge into spark mode, since we're good. They're gonna pop Royal, they're gonna pop for sparking charge, but you're gonna get your sparking charge. It's kind of a fair trade. And I do recommend to note that you're plus. I could have tried ranting despite the short dash. Since Hercule's ultimate is slower than a fucking bag of bricks, this almost failed. But they should definitely buff up Hercule's ultimate speed. This feels like maybe a little tiny bit. Ooh, that was good, that was good. And this is where I make my major misplay. Not going into my super attack. And trying to go into sparking mode. Because of that little oopsie doopsie. And the game not giving me my thing. Because I tried to go for a hyper smash, but the game said no. I got my timings wrong, and for that, I basically lose this game. But I accept that loss, you know? It was a fun game. It was cool to like GG. I just want to say one thing, Bandai Namco, please make it easier to do my hyper smash. Oh, this was a fun match. I know this match was fun. Oh yeah, so as you see, this is also how you go against Ultimate Gohan. You kind of want to do counter style until you enter Beast. Since, believe it or not, Beast is kind of an easier matchup than going against normal Ultimate On. It's all because most Beast players are focused on Wild Sense. Not Wild Sense, Instant Spark. And Instant Spark's a clear indicator when you have to attack to interrupt. And also Ultimate Gohan is way better frame rate than the Beast Han, so this is more sense making to do it. Now, as you see, he went beast mode. Rawr! Like my W impression. I know, I'm immaculate. And also, this is where mistakes have been made. But look at RNG. Oof, that was one. Oof, that was two. Two incredibly lucky moments happened back to back because the game unfortunately loved me more than him. See, did I get the Infinite Spark set up? I got the Infinite Spark set up. And no, my opponent could have done stuff. But he forgot my frame rate is overwhelmingly overpowered. And I started tickling him faster than Diddy can say my mama. That was a move that made Kobe cry, by the way. I'm not sure I'm going for this bad ultimate. But what do you guys think about the super attack change, you know? Like, I personally hate the fact that supers now do less damage for no real apparent reason, besides from the devs being stupid. Now, no, am I looping music in this video? Yes. Does it matter? Kinda. Ooh, I try to go for a guard cancel. I'm not sure I didn't go for a guard cancel there. That would have been the perfect time to set it up. Also, no, in this map, you never want to be in the water. Because being in the water is a big misplay. Because, do you see that fucking view? I can see my opponent. Dev has fixed the camera. Also, please remove the fact that in this land you can't see underwater. But another reason I don't want to be underwater is because, unlike in the old games, Hercule does not gain the ability to fly underwater. Because in the old games, he was able to like fly like a normal character underwater. It was really cool. I don't know why the devs removed it in this game. Ooh. Also, every time you see your opponent do a advancing so you kind of just want to step, like a side step into, what's the move? Side step into square, into grab. It's a little faster. Ooh, and that's GD. Shake my hand. Never go for this. Never go for the Z-Burst dash key blast. I was reading him going for something a little more stupid, like an attack. So this is actually more better for me. But yeah, that was a fun game. Gotta love playing Dynamic. Do you see those clouds? Those clouds look amazing. Or the cell player. But yeah. Also, guys, I joined a tournament a couple days ago. It's technically meant to happen the time of this video recording. I won't be able to make it. So, to Ektamen, the person hosting this tournament, I won't be able to make it. But to be fair, I would just be playing Hercule and only Hercule. But, yeah. That was on the 6th, turns out that was on the 4th. I can't read. Yes, I am dyslexic, and yes, I read Mr. Satan as Hercule. It all makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. What? Bandai! That was my perfect smash! Man, I really love this game. This game's a 10 out of 10 experience, and they really don't have to fix a singular thing. This game is like an immaculate experience. No flaws, no bugs, no nothing. All this peak gameplay. Also, if you guys could not tell, that was complete sarcasm in my voice. I love this game. Also, all these matches you saw, we've been primarily using the counter style. This is Hercule's most winning style against these normal characters. I have no clips of me using the Gunho style since that's still a technical work in progress. But it's basically finished. It is going to take a lot more time to show off. since I need to go against rank against a character that really sucks ass against the counter style. Not the counter style, the Gunho style. But I think that's a problem. You know, the counter style is kind of like the main gameplay style, while the Gunho is the one you have to switch into from time to time. Now again, that spark mode. Okay, he got in the spark, but he gets nothing off of it. Oh my, he's doing strings, bro, he's doing strings! If you guys get that clip, I just want to say to Just Solid, you are a bum. And you owe me $5 on Roblox, by the way. You still owe me. Just Solid. But another thing about Hercule is that every match is incredibly intense and overly scary. But that's what I love about Hercule, you know? He has that feeling of, holy heck, I'm gonna lose at any given moment against any character. Uh-oh. Banishing Soul? I don't know why I didn't go for a grab there. I was playing a little stupid. Maybe because I am stupid. Boom! But yeah. That was a good Cell player. He did amazing. He just couldn't keep up with me learning his playstyle. Right, and I should also probably have put this earlier. Let's see how I can use this clip. This is just so I can banter for a little tiny bit. But this is one of Hercule's many resets you already saw before. But that's it for the end of the video. I'll catch you guys later, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Make up every move, don't you know? You let it on a junk for dance. Try to flip the boat, double cooking.